Good morning. Please join me in rising for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And here's Brennan with the announcements.
Happy Friday, everyone. Today is Thursday on here. And today is Friday, August 29, 2024, and it is a Green Day. A reminder that there will be no school on Monday in observance of Labor Day. If you have signed enrollment paperwork in your bag and just haven't had a chance to drop it off, please be sure to do that today in the headmaster's office or the main office. Please note, on Fridays that we have home football games. The field house will close at 5 p.m. Please plan accordingly. International students, today is the last day to register for the September TOEFL. See Mrs. McCaffrey in Colby 106 no later than 12 p.m. today to sign up. Boys basketball open gyms will be on Sunday and Wednesday nights from 6:30 to 8 p.m. in the alumni gym. Happy birthday today to Brooke Davis and Olivia Gargiulo. Happy birthday. Happy birthday tomorrow to Sophia Corliss, A.G. O'Hara, and Samara Rutledge. On Sunday to Jenny Alfiabati, Zuri Douglas, and on Monday to Lily Noyce. Happy birthday. Today in sports, we have JV and varsity girls soccer at U32 at 4 p.m. Please dismiss the teams at 2. JV and varsity volleyball at Seaview at 4:30 and 6 p.m. Please dismiss the teams at 1:15. And football versus Essex at 7 p.m. And the theme will be whiteout. Saturday in sports, we have varsity field hockey versus North Country at 10 a.m. Thank you and have a great Labor Day weekend.
Thank you, Brennan. I have one late announcement. JVA boys soccer, your practice time has been switched to 3:30 p.m. today on Burlingame Field. So good morning, happy Friday. So before we head out for the weekend, we have a little housekeeping to do. I want to say a few words today about our cell phone policy, but first I want to ask Mr. Uri to come to the podium with a few messages. Mr. Uri.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday, end of the first week of school. Very exciting. It's been a long week, I think, for everybody. So good morning. I was asked to come up here to review a few of the details and expectations that are outlined in the student handbook as well. Where can you be during the school day? You can be in the classroom buildings during the day from 7:45 until the end of the day at 3:30. After 3:30, you will need to be with a teacher who will be present with you during that time. As a reminder, the field house is open from 6:30 in the morning until 8 at night, except for today. If you have a free block, you will need to remain on campus in the buildings or on Stowe Green, Mayo Green, and the Brantview front lawn towards this way. The library is also an option as long as you respectfully follow the rules, including signing in with your ID. The field house may have some available options. Sign in at the front desk, and they will let you know which spaces are free. Because there are classes going on, use of these spaces is a privilege to you if you are respectful and pick up after yourselves. You may not go beyond Newell Hall any time during the school day unless you have a class in the Hilltopper. The parking lot is also off limits during the school day without permission from the Student Life Office. Please, if you arrive after 8 o'clock, then you need to sign in at the main office. If you need to leave early for any reason, we need permission from your parent or guardian, and then when it is time for you to leave, you need to physically sign out at the main office. Not if your parents email and say, hey, my son needs to go to a doctor's appointment at 12:45, please excuse them. You still need to go and actually sign out. Arriving to class on time is an expectation. So if you leave a classroom late, please get a pass from the teacher. So if you are late, you arrive at your class with a pass. If you do not have a pass, then the teacher will mark you as tardy, no pass. and you will get called in to meet with a department chair and possibly have to serve time, an extra time with an adult here on campus after school. Once IDs arrive for the new students, your student IDs need to be on your person each day. You will need it to get into the buildings, or you'll need it to get lunch. Soon, you will not be allowed to just give your name or type in your number to get your lunch. You will need your ID or a temporary ID. We will take your name, and if you have lost your ID, you will need to order one from IT, and after you grab your lunch, and you will need to be able to pick up a new one the next day at IT in Streeter 217. For those of you who use a cafe, you will also need your ID to get food. And if you do not have it, you will be asked to use the same procedure. Again, once this begins next week, if you do not have your ID and you want food, the only way to get the food is to get your temporary ID first and go through the line in the cafe. So again, thank you for your role that you play in helping our community, keeping it safe and orderly. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Urie. So I'm proud of us for getting to the end of this exciting week with great energy and positivity. I think we've really started off on the right foot. If you were to have read the letter that we sent this summer to you and your families about the start of school and our enhanced cell phone policy, and the letter that I sent to you and your families last Friday about some of our reasons for this enhancement, what I'm saying today won't be completely new to you. But I expect that some of you still might be wondering about the reasoning behind our policy and behind our decision to implement it starting this year. I do want to say before going on, you all have been wonderful with this so far. But I want to begin to share that reasoning with you this morning. When we met to talk about the year to come, Brennan shared with me that students, and particularly student government, were wondering how the decision to restrict cell phones got made, and presumably why there wasn't more of a process around it in which students could share their thinking. So I don't have time today to tell the whole story, but I will. But I think it's important for you all to understand because it's had a significant effect on your day-to-day experience in school, hopefully a positive one. But I want to start today by saying we were not being capricious or arbitrary in our decision to ask you to stow your phones for the day. If you look at the news, you'll see that schools are making similar changes across the country, and indeed whole states have begun requiring phone bans in schools. So you'll remember that last year our policy was that you put your phone away while in academic buildings during the day and in class, but that you could have it out at lunch. And you'll also remember, probably, I know the faculty will remember, that this did not work. We had thought that our goal was to be sure that you were paying attention in class and looking up in the hallways, but really our goal was more global from the start, and that configuration did not accomplish it. So our goal has been for you to be focused and attentive and present mentally and physically and connected with one another and us while you're here during the day. So there's a lot of evidence that cell phones, and especially social media and games on phones during the school day, leads to the opposite result. You wind up distracted, mentally absent, and isolating from one another. So once we realized what we needed to do to reach our actual goal, after a process which I will share with you next week, we decided to eliminate phones entirely from our school day. So most schools who have come to this decision are doing exactly what we're doing and restricting phone use during the entire school day. And many, though, are doing something that we decided against, which is actually taking phones from students at the start of every day and storing them in locked pouches until the end of the day. But we thought that we could trust you all to turn off your phones and stow them in your bags for the day. We'd prefer not to take your phone. That said, starting on Tuesday of next week, if you're not able to do what we're asking, which, to be fair, I don't see much evidence of that, if you have your phone out of your bag, unless you have an approved reason for having it out, we will have you take it over to Student Life where they will babysit it for the rest of the day, and you can pick it up at the end of the day. So you'll notice that I mentioned you might have an approved reason for having your phone out. These reasons are extremely limited, and I can guarantee that 99% of you will not have one. So again, from Tuesday on, if you've got your phone out, you'll forfeit it until the end of the day. I really look forward to talking with you about this next week because the fact is we want you to understand what we're thinking and what is informing our decisions. We want you to understand it because the thinking is actually really sound, and it's based on psychiatric realities and biological science and social science research, and it's really not at all radical. That's why so many people are convinced by it, and I predict that you will also find it convincing. So more to come on that. Switching gears, as we get ready to enjoy this long weekend, I've been thinking about who and what I'm grateful for right now because I'm feeling a lot of gratitude for the good start to this year. And just a few things I'm grateful for is our fresh start, the way that we have a chance every year to begin anew and make things better. I'm grateful to all the people who work here who have made that fresh start feel truly fresh. Our new resident students for being brave and adding their experience and perspectives to our community. I'm grateful to all of our new students for joining us and becoming part of St. Johnsbury Academy and our community. I'm grateful to our cohort of new faculty and staff for being so willing to jump in and teach and learn and face the world with us. And finally, I'm grateful to your student body president, Brennan O'Farrell, for rocking his first 3 chapels. Let's give him a round of applause. Okay, so this weekend, think about what you're grateful for, and if it's people, please let them know. Have a great day and a wonderful weekend, everyone, and I'll see you on Tuesday. Faculty.